Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 7 of season 2 of Andor. This is the beginning of our second to last pod. Next week is our final arc. As much as I understand how this goes, like how this makes sense with them all being their own little kind of mini movie each week, you know, it's just these 3-part arcs and all that. I get it. But at the same time, it feels like it's just going to come and go so fast. Like, well, next week, it's over. We're at the end, and that's it. Because this is the last season and all, you know? So, like, I don't know. It's a little bit of definitely a double-edged sword. But, you know, we're focusing on Ghorman, or at least at the end of the last arc, we were focusing on Ghorman, trying to, like, kind of see how their little, their forces are, their organization, their ability to listen, like, kind of trying to, like, scope them out, scout them out, see if they're worth investing in. At the end of the day, one of them, which I got wrong, like not that I got wrong, I completely just forgot by the end of it. I remember hearing it, acknowledging it. I even acknowledged it in the video when it happened, but by the end of it, through the chaos, I completely forgot that one dude wasn't even supposed to have a blaster by the end. So by negligence, completely, we lost Cinta. Now, you know, the Empire is trying to orchestrate this. They wanted this to happen so they could clench their fist ever tighter and have cause to do so. Especially with this facility that they are building on Ghorman, and everybody's trying to figure out why do they want Ghorman. No one really knows exactly why that is, why Ghorman has this strong focus, at least from the Imperial presence so far. But that's kind of where we left off, so I'm curious to see where we pick up, especially considering, like with the last section, we're going to have yet another year time skip. What are we going to have missed? What are we going to come into? Let's go ahead and find out. If you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gives you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for actually the entire episode. Over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote what movies to react to each month. It's just a great way to support the channel, helps do things we do over here. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. To at least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already, because it really helps these videos out. That all said and out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 7, Messenger. Here we go. 1 year later. 2BBY, man. This is going to be an interesting 3 parts. Oh, well, looky here. Looks like they finally turned things around here, enough to settle in. Oh, hey! Didn't expect to see him here. Oh no, guys, scaffolding. Oh, damn, this is a nice little setup over here.
Easy, easy.
That was easy.
Don't be a little baby.
What are you gonna do?
Anything I want.
Oh.
Hey!
Oh.
Look at this. I can come back.
Don't you dare. When did you get back?
Just now. Where have you been? I was on a repair. It's come out getting back. Back from where? Here and there. This is here. I'm asking you where you were.
Just got in.
She's been more worried about you than I have. Where were you?
Can't talk about it.
He wants to know if you're ready to work.
Oh.
Ready for what?
He knows you were hurt.
If he does, it's because you told him.
He's been trying to reach you.
Ready for what?
Oh, he's been staying on the down low.
You trust this place and these people? New faces every day?
We need an army. Everything's a risk.
All we do here is get ready. Luthen is making things happen.
Easy.
Wow. This turned around.
You want to fight? Or you want to win? Going it alone doesn't cut it anymore.
Maybe you should tell him yourself.
Maybe you should tell us where you've been.
Wow. That time with Saw really had an effect.
Curfew was reinstated for the entire city. Local leaders are urging calm, and so far there's been no statement or claim of credit from any local terrorist groups.
Lovely. You can already see the difference just walking through the plaza.
What does he need me for?
ISB Supervisor Dedra Meero.
Oh.
She destroyed Ferrix. She's there in Ghorman. In the open, I've seen her. She's there now, and she's there waiting to be killed. And I know you're gonna say it's for revenge, but it's not. She's been coming for Luthen since Ferrix. She's been coming after him, and you, and all of us, and everyone we know. She's just sitting there, Cass. She keeps winning. You know she has to be stopped.
I'm late for my briefing. You need to calm down and check in.
You act like Luthen's the enemy.
That would be easier.
She's a monster. We won't have a better chance.
All right, guys, who we losing this this round? I honestly, I talked about this before. I think we'll probably lose Bix last. I think we'll lose Bix in the final set.
We are moving forward with the original plan.
There is apparently no suitable replacement or synthetic alternative for the Ghorman substrate material.
And they gave it a year to figure it out, at least.
It's not for lack of effort.
Or, well,
Krennic's
2.
had the lab in Edu working overtime all year. I don't know the science, but it's bad luck, Ghorman.
We need what's
Lovely.
When we're done, there won't be much left to call home.
When?
The fleet will be fully positioned in 48 hours.
Oh my goodness.
The calendar, but to commence a full enforced resettlement that fits Krennic's schedule.
We'll need a declaration of martial domain as soon as possible.
Where is she? She's unavailable at the moment. I asked you, where?
Captain Kaido is arriving today.
He's here. He's outside my office. Who is he?
He is a crisis specialist.
Assume he's starting to realize he's nothing but a pawn.
What I need now is some clarity on how exactly...
Dedra.
Everyone that matters knows how well you've played this.
Captain Kaido knows the objective. He will answer to you operationally. The tactical details, however, will be at his discretion.
You're aware, sir, that the insurgents have weapons at this point.
We're counting on it.
Yeah.
Bombing at the naval depot. I can't even get in there.
It's being investigated. There's evidence of outside agitators.
That's what I came here for. That is what I've been trying to do since I got here. That is what you told me you wanted. Now there's evidence I have to beg for?
You're trying to prevent an incident.
By keeping me in the dark.
You need to go home and pack and be ready to leave when I tell you. Good things are waiting for us. We'll be back in Coruscant. We'll be together. We'll be rewarded.
For what? What have we accomplished?
Be careful.
Me?
Do what I told you.
Oh, I think we might get that turnaround from him, man. Especially with him questioning what's going on, and now again just continuing to be kept in the dark. Who knows? I'm curious. It could, like I said before, it could go either way, but it would be really interesting, I think, to see him be like, "Oh shit, what did I just help happen?"
Schedules this week, parking and movement.
Who's asking?
Senate security.
I'm requesting a new driver.
Don't. They might send someone smart.
Yeah, it's always a problem if they were to.
Reports of another terrorist attack overnight as a series of explosions rocked the naval terminal in perhaps as many as 3, rising over.
Oh God, hearing the Imperial side of the rebel activity.
I came here to thank you, Mon. Your constant courage. The brave face you put to the world. I've done a poor job letting you know how much I admire your grace. Protect yourself.
I mean, she does a decent job of that. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm aware, she's the only person that makes it out of this show at all.
Mon fix Koubé, na bibonan simnash dodalo.
Oh, look who's actually here now.
Convul, smat simnash, nash lurg, pse bife madal, nash trompint. Soit dial, dem d'abord, salums, sin clash, calcor sin cumpens, mo soit cumpen. Nash bidum gor, dilan molen walai, mo cum cosma la bif madal.
Makes a point.
Seriously?
What?
You could have just asked me.
You would have said no.
Then what are we doing here?
What's the harm?
You're lucky Marva's not here.
I'm not the one she'd be straining up.
She hated force healers.
One force healer 10 years ago.
One was enough.
Doesn't mean the whole thing's a scam.
Oh, that's so interesting. I didn't even think about that being a possibility in this world. That makes sense.
What is this?
I don't know.
You set this up.
No. Who are you?
Nobody. I was just walking home. We're just leaving.
Sorry.
For what?
I was about to ask how I know you, but I'm realizing now that's not it at all.
I'm late already. I'll see you back there.
He's got a blaster burn that's not healing.
Your right shoulder.
Tell her.
Yes.
May I? Thank you.
Thank you for what?
The clarity, that feeling. It's been a very long time. I thought it had gone for good.
What are you talking about?
So easy to lose faith. They come no matter what. Sometimes it even works, but this... all that you've been gathering. The strength of spirit. Surely you must feel it.
Oh, feels the weight of his destiny.
Come back and let you know.
You saw something.
Why do you keep pushing?
Why are you so upset?
I asked you not to do this. Stay if you want.
You scared him.
I'm sorry.
Tell me what you saw.
I sense the weight of things. Things I can't see. Pain, fear, need. Most beings carry the things that shape them. They carry the past. But some, very few, they're gathering as they go. There's a purpose to it. He's a messenger. There's some place he needs to be. Have you known him long?
I remember not knowing him.
Maybe you're the place he needs to be.
That would be nice if that were the case. I love this. This is so good. Like, not like a, you know, we got the Force, but like in such a like a low level way like this. You know, with the Jedi gone, the practitioners gone. You know, people that may have this sense, this feeling, much like we have it even in our own world with like psychic healers and stuff like that. It would make sense that in a world where that can happen and is real, that people could discover that and leverage that, and then obviously there'd be the speculation, the doubt about it all, and then, yeah, I don't know. That was wild, but then you find the one that's legit. Looks a little better to me. He's like, God damn it.
It's better, isn't it? She asked me who you were. I said you were a pilot.
Don't tell people what I do.
What happened when she touched you?
She's a cook in the mess hall.
And you're more than a pilot. She knew you were there. She felt it from across the yard. She wasn't making that up. That wasn't a scam.
What was it then?
I don't know. I don't even think she knows. But it happened, and I could sense it, and I'm not afraid to say that. I felt it before, Cass. She called you a messenger. I've had dreams like that.
Why are you doing this?
What if it's important? I know you felt something. That's why you're so upset. Let it in. It could only be good. There's no other reason.
It's so cool seeing the birth of this space. Well, I mean, it's in a transitionary period. We didn't get to see it established, but it's still like, it's fledgling. It's a fledgling base.
Find an exit plan.
Without a destination.
It's a personal trip.
The ship's to be fitted with hypercoms tomorrow.
Back soon.
That is unacceptable and you know it. This isn't a base for privateers.
All set? Clear?
Those who enjoy the security of Yavin must proclaim their loyalty.
The day I need permission to come and go, I'm gone.
That day is near.
Get these men shaped up and ready for presentation.
There's not a man amongst them, sir, but I'll do what I can.
Am I going to have a problem with you?
Duly noted, sir. Problem-free.
What is that supposed to be?
All right, listen in!
He's got a number of units coming in today.
They look like children.
Quick! March!
Kinda are.
Talk to me.
1200 at the mark. What are you doing?
What?
Look where you're going.
Said call me low, right? Okay?
Yeah.
Haven't seen you in a while.
I know. Everyone's so busy. I'm doing intakes. Scaring the new recruits.
No more smuggling.
I needed a break.
It's good to hear you say that.
I was getting reckless.
You're looking for Cassian, aren't you?
No. They sent me to talk to you. Draven, Dodonna. They need him, Biggs. They're on the verge of promoting him, and then he goes and does something like this morning. I know how deeply you believe in what we're doing. We're not Luthen's puppets anymore. We're not a bunch of maniacs running around Aldani. We're building a real army. Cassian is a leader now. We've all given so much. A little discipline doesn't seem too much to ask.
He'll be there when you need him.
That he will.
I'll pass that along.
You don't know how true those words are.
Second floor. Third from the left.
She's in there. She sleeps in the building. The locals say she's on the plaza once or twice a day. She's easy to spot. She doesn't stay in a place very long. Right, here comes my guy.
Comes first thing.
Ferrix.
Stoneman's guy.
Got ourselves a little assassination mission.
Welcome. Ronnie
Uh-oh. Wait, that's the same guy, right? That checked him in before?
I don't see an interest in. Journalists require imperial approval.
I just got in. I didn't want to risk the curfew.
You'll have to go over there tomorrow and sort it out.
Yeah.
We're required to notify them.
I have a room at the front facing the plaza.
Ah, perfect.
Most guests don't say that anymore. It can be loud.
I'm a deep sleeper.
She will report it.
Yeah, he remembers, I think.
We turn over our guest list each afternoon.
Good to know.
And you'll have to carry your own bag this time. Another way.
Yeah, there it is.
Thank you.
In the time that's passed by this point, he's probably more aware of everything that's going on at this point too. Maybe even involved at some point with the Ghorman front, their operations and stuff like that. I think there's a little more than just recognizing him. Oh, goddamn, that... Fuck. Good line of sight from here. I mean, that's probably why. Oh.
Is this the weather center?
Clear skies tonight.
We'll be updating the forecast at first light.
I'll make sure to listen.
We're always here.
Lovely. There we have it, man. Dude, what an episode. I do wish with these time jumps we got a little bit more information about what happened in between, like how he got that blaster mark, why he fell out of touch with Luthen, especially after what happened in the end there. Like, what was the mission? What was the straw that broke that back? Obviously, their relationship was already very strained by this point, especially when he went out of his way to go after Bix and all this kind of stuff. Even though by the end of it, he helped arrange the whole thing with the doctor to get Bix out there, to get her revenge, to get that closure, that cleansing of her mind, and, you know, take that guy out. And it seems to have worked wonders. helping her get over that hurdle. But obviously we know the type of person that Luthen is, and I do think like after some time you can only take so much of that, especially once you start to see all of these efforts at kind of orchestrating all these different avenues are starting to pay off. Like, look at this place. Like, when we left here, they could not get along. They were falling apart. They were at each other's throats. They were dying to the woods. It was a mess. Now, cut ahead 2 years, this place is an operating base. It's up, it's running. There are people here, it's coming and going. They're bringing people in. Like they said, it's gotten to the point where, yes, our little targeted strikes back before this started were great. It was good. It was getting the ball rolling. But now we're at a point where we don't need so much of that. What we need now is organization and people and an army and discipline. We need numbers now. We've gotten to that point. This was the goal, was to get to this point. But then Luthen still has these missions. I think that stuff's still necessary for sure. The army's great and all, but there's always going to be situations where you're going to need to be a little more surgical or maybe even a little more malicious. Who knows what you got to do to kind of win against this entity. It's got to weigh on your soul a little bit. And it seems like during that time, they definitely had a pretty heavy falling out. And especially it makes sense too for Val here, who, after losing Cinta, like she's like, I just had to take a break. I was getting way too reckless, because I think after that, she probably had a little bit of a disregard for her own life, having lost that anchor. And now she's also here. She's committed to this, and she's kind of like, okay, we don't need him anymore. We finally got away, trying to unhook themselves from Luthen's puppet strings. But Wilmon is still roped in, especially after his last little encounter with Saul and getting radicalized in that way alongside him, having his own kind of toxic baptism of sorts. But now they got this intel that it's more than just, it is beneficial to what Luthen wants, but it's also more personal than that. They got their eyes at a location and sights set on Dedra, and now they want to take her out as their own little personal revenge. But it's also a power play, because she has been behind the scenes in a lot of these things that have been going on throughout all of this, which is, it's an interesting little hook. And it in the end, it worked. It got him out there. But I love the way that they were navigating this and talking about how, which was the problem again in the first part, was like the lack of leadership. The reason why none of that was working is because they lost their linchpin. They lost their leader, the one person that was holding that crazy little group together, and that they need people to kind of rally behind. They need leaders, and he could be that here, and that's what they're trying to do, get these people in here to help, bring in all these people coming in fresh from who knows where in the galaxy, and rally behind somebody that has some experience with a lot of this kind of stuff to help pass that on, to cultivate this further. And he would be a great asset to do that. There's also like, he's always been kind of stuck in this between realm where he's like, yes, cause all these things, but also himself, him and Bix, their happiness, their well-being. Like, he's always been torn between almost this selfishness by focusing in on those things and sacrificing for the greater good. He's always been torn between, the life he wants to have and the life they have, kind of, if that makes any sense. There's probably a better way to say that, but I hope you guys get what I'm saying. He's always kind of torn between those two things, and that's what kind of put him at odds with Luthen a lot of the time. He would be pragmatic about his own safety, about his Bix's safety over the mission and over the wider, larger picture and all of that at times. And this was a brilliant thing to include, something I've honestly never considered, that even though there are not Jedi, and we know that even without the Jedi temples and stuff, Force-sensitive people would be born. And as we know, that manifests in a lot of different ways. And then you have these people who are discovering this connection, maybe not even fully understanding it, or understanding it and using it to capitalize, or those who know of its existence and just lie about it and scamming, like he rightfully so thought it was a scam. Even like Han Solo was like, I don't believe in that shit. Like when we met him in, A New Hope, it's just like, it's, especially without the Jedi actively in the world, it becomes more and more lost to time. It's kind of like what that was kind of highlighting there. But then seeing the fact that, you know, untrained as she is, she's still able to feel things. Like there's things she can't explain, these things that are calling to her, glimpses, visions. You know, they didn't approach her whatsoever. She sensed him coming, his destiny, the weight that he carries, that he's got a destination to go to. And I like the description about that. Most people are carrying around their pasts, all these different things, but then there are some people that are picking stuff up along the way. They are ever growing, ever expanding, and they're heading towards a point. We know what that point is. Or maybe she's sensing an alternative path. You know, maybe he could have went down a different road. Maybe he could have had a different destiny. Maybe he could have had a life with the rebellion that went beyond what we know. Or it is very well, he has a place he needs to be because that's what the Force dictates. That's the will of the Force. Everything in this galaxy is leading to fulfill this eventual destiny. I don't know. It's just a really interesting way to put that. And then her ability to heal his shoulder actually worked. And now Dedra likes her hands on. This whole operation where she's been kind of in charge of riling up the opposition here, provoking and using Syril to go in, feed information and steer these rebels into action, feeding them information, feeding them intel, and then getting them to do exactly what they want so that they can get loud enough and bold enough that it courts a retaliation from the Empire, gives them cause to come down and clench their fists, to have a presence. They have bureaucratic lines that they have to cross and things they need to have in line to justify them coming down and occupying this place. And that's what they did with this rebellion. You know, they pushed, they tightened, and they got them to respond and act, and they did exactly what they were meant to do. And now look at the place. A year later, there's these checkpoints. You have to check in and check out with the Empire at every turn. This whole time, this was like all laying the groundwork for if they have to do this thing, if they have to take over by force Ghorman and extract the resources they need. They gave it a year and they tried alternatives. Nothing panned out. So now they do have to indeed turn to this. And now they're like, okay, Dedra, you did a good job. You did all these things. It's time to just go in. We need one more push so that we can have a martial force come down and we'll send in our fleet and we'll take what we need. You know, we just need one more push. But I don't know. It's like, it's that idea of it being taken out of her hands yet again, like the Axis case, like this now, that it's just not going exactly how I guess she thought it would. But at the same time, you know, Syril's just like, what's going on? You can't tell me these things. What are you having me do? He's like, doubt. What's his position? What's his role? What's he doing now? And she's just like, treating him kind of like a little bit of a pet at this point. You pack your bags, get ready to go. We may need to get the hell out of here on a moment's notice. And he's just like, the hell you mean? And now she's just like, we got good things waiting for us. You know, we've done our job, whatever. You know, again, vague, shadow, all the stuff. He's getting a little riled up here as well with the lack of information that even he's being given. Again, he's always been striving for importance and he's just never really getting it. I really do feel like she treats him kind of like a pet. But guys, I don't want to talk about this one too much longer because we have 2 more episodes to get to and they're pretty lengthy, all things considered. So I'm going to leave it there. I want to know what you guys thought. What were some highlights of this to you? What some standouts? How was your reads on some of these things that we talked about in this episode as well? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before you go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Andy Sherritt, York Korskov, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey L, Jake Cantrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, Russell Crockett, Domi, Gregory Toner, Lily Chan's son, and Joshua Swinnell. Thank you guys so much for continued support. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. But until then, may the Force be with you always. Take care, everybody.